92.7 WOBM. Good morning, Shawn Michaels with you, and we're talking with and joined by award-winning nominated blogger Katie Sullivan Morford. She's navigating the delectable world of breakfast foods with 75 nutritionally sound recipes that busy parents will love. It's called Rise and Shine, Better Breakfast for Busy Mornings. Katie, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. I'm delighted to be here.
I think busy is the key word. You know, we're called The Breakfast Show, and, you know, for many in our audience, especially now with it being back to school time, mornings can be crazy. So I guess that, you know, is why this book can come in handy to sort of get us through, but still get us something decent to eat when we're in the morning.
Absolutely. And I think this time of year is a real time of transition when I think parents are rethinking, you know, what they're doing with those lunch boxes, what they're doing for breakfast. So, you know, kind of having a fresh look at how we might be able to do things better is a smart thing to do.
You know, children and teens who eat breakfast fare better in school. We've been hearing that for quite some time. But we're also beginning to find out that they're less likely to be overweight. So even though you're eating, you're in better shape by having a healthy start with breakfast.
Absolutely. I mean, that morning meal really sets the tone for the rest of your day. And so being thoughtful about what goes into the morning meal, I think, can make a really big difference. And research shows this about what you eat for the rest of the day, not to mention all the other benefits that result from eating a nourishing meal in the morning.
What is the key to putting together, do you think, to getting a good, healthy breakfast in? I mean, does it mean, you know, oatmeal every day?
It's, you know, it really runs the gamut. And with my book, Rise and Shine, I tried to hit all the different buttons that are possibilities because everybody has a different way of going about putting together meals and everybody has a different palate. You know, it's really a matter of thinking, what are the building blocks of that meal? And for me, as I was developing these recipes, I was thinking about, you know, quality carbohydrates. So, yes, something like oatmeal. Some protein, so maybe that oatmeal gets topped with an egg or some grated cheese over the top if you're going savory. Some healthy fat, so if you're having, again, that oatmeal, maybe you toss some toasted walnuts on it. And then I like to see in every breakfast a fruit or a vegetable, and sometimes both, because we're really falling short in that category as well.
Yeah, you can't, I mean, we can't just get the bowl of cereal out, can we, anymore? I mean, the processed cereal especially.
Yeah, I think, you know, we're seeing a downtrend of people reaching for that box of cereal. And while there's nothing wrong with having, you know, a box of cereal tucked in your cupboard, I think having that be the default breakfast is not the ideal way to start the day. And I think we can do so much better than that. And what I'm trying to show in this book is that you can do that without, you know, taking, you know, 45 minutes to get a meal on the table. Yeah. There are lots of ways to do this.
Is prepping part of maybe being able to do a better breakfast? I know you mentioned that, you know, being prepared or prepping for, you know, breakfast can help, right?
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, having some thought around what's in your pantry. So when you go to the market on Saturday or Sunday, make sure to pick out a few things that can be turned into a wholesome breakfast. It doesn't have to be an entire, you know, shopping cart full.
Yeah.
So that's the first step. And then there are lots of breakfasts you can make in 5 minutes, and they don't require advanced prep. You know, smoothies. I have a lot of toasts in the book that are layered up with all kinds of delicious things. But there are also things that you can take, you know, say an hour on a Sunday and grab your kids and make some super wholesome muffins. Or I have these freezer-friendly breakfast burritos that are absolutely delicious. All kinds of things like that. And then thirdly, you can do some little prep the night before. So I have batters that you can make and stow in the fridge and make really quick pancakes or that sort of thing.
Cool. The book is called Rise and Shine, Better Breakfast for Busy Mornings. We're talking with Katie Sullivan Morford about it. When you talk about you try to get a fruit and a vegetable in, give me an idea of your favorite, you know, a couple fruits and a couple vegetables that you think are perfect for breakfast time.
I mean, I think you can work, I think, pretty much anything into creatively into a breakfast meal, but I'll give you a few examples from the book. So right now we're at the tail end of summer. I guess it's officially feeling over as of yesterday. But I stew these, you know, peaches and plums and a little bit of honey, and they get soft and delicious, and you spoon that over Greek yogurt. And it's absolutely a delicious way to wake up. So there's one. I have a lot of egg dishes in which I work vegetables. If you have leftover vegetables, throw it into a pan of scrambled eggs, tuck that into a pita pocket, a little bit of feta, and you've got a portable sandwich you can take out the door. Smoothies are a great way to go. I always have my freezer stocked with frozen fruits, frozen spinach, throw that in a blender. If I have recipes in the book that for everything from a green smoothie to a superfood smoothie, that my kids love them all. And again, you're getting a nice amount of fruits and vegetables in those breakfasts.
Yeah. If we could get away with a vegetable omelet and a banana smoothie, our kids are going to be, I'm telling you, they're going to be running through the halls ready to take on the world, right?
Exactly. And I think the morning meal is yet another opportunity to introduce new tastes, new ingredients. You can start small. In this book, I have this section at the end, which is basically for I call it adventurous eaters in training. So maybe the recipe calls for spinach and your kid isn't quite there yet, but over time maybe you can introduce that.
There you go. How do we get a hold of the book?
Well, it's in bookstores across the country, and it's online on Amazon.com.
And how about information about your blogs and so forth? How can I get a hold of Katie Sullivan Morford online?
I have a blog called Mom's Kitchen Handbook. Just how it's spelled, Mom's Kitchen Handbook. And I have a lot of recipes, and I'm a dietitian as well, so I talk a lot about nutrition and try to help dispel some of the myths for parents around nutrition and all the news we hear. Head there and that also includes information on where I'm going to be doing book readings and tastings and things like that.
And you know what, Katie, maybe while we're making the kids these nice, nutritious breakfasts that are easy to do in the morning, maybe mom and dad actually take a moment to have one of these too, because we find ourselves, I have to run out the door at 3:30 in the morning. Yeah. I'm not necessarily thinking about cooking breakfast at the time. I'm just grabbing a cup of coffee, running out the door. So maybe we'll get some ideas too, Katie.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the other thing I want to mention is there is also something to be said for taking the time to sit at a table, even if it's for 5 minutes, with your family in the morning before everyone's off into their day. And having something delicious to eat is a great motivator to do that.
That is excellent. Good advice. Katie Sullivan Morford, we're talking about breakfast, and thanks for joining us, okay?
Thanks. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. I'm hungry now, too, by the way, Katie. Thank you very much. Take care. There you go. Check her out. And we'll have more helping parents eat good and feel better, and their kids, too, with WOBM.